What's going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. Today I wanted to talk about all my current pre-orders, all the statues I plan to get have not yet pre-ordered, all the statues I have on pre-order and might cancel, statues I will potentially get if the character is made. So I have not yet pre-ordered this, but we will be getting the Dark Side Arnold's clean version. Witch King bust I have not yet pre-ordered. I'm waiting for this to be in stock, then I will buy it. Celine 1/3, she has not yet gone up for pre-order. We haven't seen the actual statue, just this photo really of the concept. But as long as likeness is 90% or higher, she will definitely be coming to the Flank Cave day one PO for me. Been waiting a very long time to have a Celine 1/3. Darkside T1000 liquid chrome version, I have not pre-ordered, but I will be getting this. And Sour and Boss will be joining the collection very shortly. T1000 by Prime 1 Studios. This one was a pre-order day one for me. You know, this is absolutely amazing, and I cannot wait. Ganon by Dream Studios. This is one where I'm going to get the Dream Studios link in, and depending how much I like it, I may sell it and cancel this or transfer this PO. Or I may keep it and get this, and then wait for their Princess Zelda. So this is like a maybe, but most likely this will be a keeper. Like 98% chance it's a keeper. But I am selling my other Ganon in anticipation of this. Z Warriors. So this is going to be my final Dragon Ball Z statue, like the one I'll receive. I do have another on pre-order, but this will be the final one I will be getting. So extremely excited for this, but it closes the chapter in DBZ for me. I have the definite version of all characters and scenes I want. This is the other DBZ I have, just Shenron, wall mountable, going in the collection. Probably put this right behind my 2KD bus. Arnold, probably one of my most excited, 1/3s I'm anticipating. This is a pre-order day one for me, the ultimate version. Gandalf, one of the final few Lord of the Rings we'll be getting, but there are definitely potential few others. But as of right now, this is the only official one I have on pre-order. Joel and Ellie, this is my final video game 1/4 for the video game room as of now, but we'll talk about a few other things that potentially could make the cave. T800 Endoskeleton, very excited for this one. Going to go next to my Sarah Connor. This was a day one PO for me. Been waiting a long time for a 1/3. There was always the Cinemaquette. I almost bought it many times. I didn't, simply due to the price. It was always just overscaled, and it's very small. This one's a lot bigger, more swap outs, looks better. This is currently in transit to me, a Cloud on bike. I'm a little hesitant on the scaling. I feel like this might be a little underscaled. If it is, I'll sell it. But, I've always wanted a good Cloud. This one looked great. So this one is coming in, but I may not keep it. I still want a Cloud. It's just a matter of, I want one that scales with Prime 1. So Kratos bust. So this is the half scale. It's not my life size. The life size is getting close, but it's not quite finished, but it is going to be shipping by the end of the month. Mark 43, that's supposed to be shipping DHL this week by Resin GK. Go next to my Hulkbuster. Really, it's just a companion. I would never buy this without my Hulkbuster, but it's a companion piece. I feel like it just complements the Hulkbuster and completes the display. Sume Frieza, also set to ship this week by Resin GK. I canceled my Hexapis order because he never shipped it. Adult Link. This was supposed to ship on the 15th. We're well past the 15th. Still hasn't shipped. But, we do have this on pre-order. I may or may not keep this. Depends how much I like it once I get it in person, how it looks in the display. So this one, TBD. If I sell this, I'm obviously not going to keep the Ganon. But we'll see how good I like this one. Boromir, I have not pre-ordered him yet. And he may or may not come to the collection. I just don't. First off, I don't think he's going to look good down low where I plan to put him. So I'm just not 100% sure I want to spend $1,100 in a statue where all I'm really going to see is the cape and his hair based off the position. I do like this statue, but I don't know. I just don't know if I'm getting it. I don't think Boromir is an absolute necessary character to have. I like this, but I just may not get it. Berserker Predator. So as of this exact moment, I'm selling my Jungle Hunter Predator. The moment that's sold, this is definitely being canceled and not coming to the cave. The only chance this will come to the cave is if, Prime 1 announces Wolf. It blows my freaking mind. I decide to go back and buy this and Jungle Hunter and sell my existing Predator line. The biggest problem with selling it is these don't scale with anything else in my room. They're extremely expensive, and they're all 3 boxes, and I just don't have the box space either. So as of right now, this is a planned cancellation. So the Cave Troll. This is something I definitely want, but it all depends on if I can fit this, and it has to be displayed where I can see it good in the cave. So I need dimensions. I absolutely love the concept and the look and the detail and everything. It really just varies if I can find a way to fit this. That's the biggest concern for me is, can we fit it? Because as of right now, I'd really like my Lord of the Rings plan. I technically do have a Cave Troll. Granted, it's a little 1/10 version. I would love the 1/4, massive. So, TBD, but most likely this will be coming to the Flank Cave. Alrighty, so that is all the pictures to show you in terms of like my pre-orders. Obviously all the Terminator's going to go over here. Celine will have to figure out a way to fit her. So I'll kind of figure her out once we get her. But yeah, Terminator in here. Mark 43 there. That's kind of the final piece in this room. Although there are a few pieces I will consider for this room. I need a Hawkeye 1/4 for my complete Civil War setup. So once we can get a Hawkeye, we'll remove or probably sell that Groot. Also a Hawkeye life-size silicone bust by Queen. If we could get a Hawkeye, I would, I wouldn't sell, but I'd remove Venom, put Spider-Man there, and put, Black Widow and Hawkeye together right here. I'd love to have the OG Avengers team, both 1/4, 1/6, and life-size bust. Because I have them in 1/6, but I don't have them in 1/4 or life-size bust. So that's the one thing lacking in my collection in this room. I don't necessarily plan to buy any like Deadpool Wolverine statues. I'm very happy with my 2 right now. They look amazing. And everything else looks really good in this room. And I'm not buying any more DC statues. The only other one I was considering was Blue Beetle, but it got canceled. So no temptation out there. We're done with Jurassic. We're good there. Video game room, there are a potential few statues I could buy for video game. 1, Elden Ring, Prime 1 Studios. 2, I want Ada Wong by Prime 1 Studios. If Prime 1 decides to make Final Fantasy VII, and let's just say they do it Witcher style, you get a Tifa, Aerith, Cloud, and Barrett and Red, or Sephiroth. I don't need necessarily Barrett, but I'd still buy them if they made them. But if they made all of them, I would definitely get it. In fact, I would even consider selling off every Mortal Kombat statue below to do Final Fantasy VII, and only have MK in 1/3 and bust. Maybe I'd keep those ones, but, I would definitely make space for Final Fantasy VII. Prime 1 style, do it like The Witcher, where maybe there's a creature on the base, swap outs. I want that. That is probably the most important thing for me in a video game line, would be FF7 Prime 1 style. Because there's a lot of customs out there, but frankly, 99.9% of them are trash. I think Sephiroth has the best customs. His likeness isn't hard to get, but every Tifa sucks. Clouds are underscaled. Never seen a good Barrett or Red. Aerith likeness off. So it just, and their scaling's almost always underscaled. They don't match the Prime 1 scaling. But Final Fantasy VII is my most requested, wanted from Prime 1 in 1/4. So, yeah. Yeah, like I said, we may actually just do Shenron right there. Z-Warriors here. NK, I would love a Shao Kahn 1/3 scale. If PCS decided to go back and make their Shao Kahn on Throne 1/3 scale, I would definitely want that. That's probably the only other 1/3 I'd want. Unless PCS decides to make the MKX Scorpion and Sub-Zero in 1/3. then I would consider those and potentially even sell the classics for the more modern costumes, because I do prefer modern. The costumes are just highly more detailed, and I love the look of those modern costumes. But yeah, for video game room, I mean, really, Final Fantasy VII is my biggest want. And let me think, anything else? Jupiter's. That might be it. I mean, if we got a Prime 1 Master Chief that blew away that Sideshow, I'd get it. That might be it. You know, and if we do Dream Studios, it's all going to go here. I still think I'm going to keep that custom link and I'll just throw it in this room. But Dream Studios would all go right here like this. Now, in this room, I don't think Cave Troll will fit where he's at. You know, we got 33 inches width, looked well over 40 inches. But there's a possibility they do a simpler version on a smaller base without the 2 orcs. Now, I love the orcs, but I do have 2 orcs. So hypothetically, let's say they did a smaller cave troll that's 30 inches wide. I could throw it on that shelf and do my 2 orcs underneath it. It'd still, you know, give it a similar effect. The giant one, I think the only realistic possibility is putting it right here and moving Witch King bust, Nazgul bust over here, somehow making that work. Another Lord of the Rings I would consider, if they make the full Fellowship, I would definitely get the full Fellowship, if I could have it. Like, if they make Samwise, Merry and Pippin, at that point, I would get those 3 Hobbits and get Boromir, just so I could have the complete Fellowship. You know, bust-wise, Gollum bust is my biggest one. I slightly have considered that Saruman bust, because I do like it, but I do want to stick to creatures. So Gollum bust is my biggest want from Lord of the Rings. For busts. Give me an Infinity Studios style, make it maybe 30 inches tall. You know, Gollum holding his ring, silicone, you know, all the works. That is my biggest want for Lord of the Rings. You know, Transformers, I mean, Jupiter. Don't get me wrong, I'd love a Megatron bust, but space is my enemy. I also am still tempted with B bust, but again, my display looks so clean right now, it's hard to justify selling anything. So I'll still probably pass. But let me think. Anything else Flankster wants? Jupiter. Look at the 2 boys. Oh my goodness. Look at Raiden. Oh, Stretch Paw. Oh my goodness. These 2. You guys remember where Raiden used to never come down here when Gizmo was here? They weren't as good buddies back then. But now Raiden's always on that bed. Gizmo's between my lap. Yeah, the Prime 1 Predator line, it's such a tough one, folks. Believe me, I wish I could collect them. I really do. But when I look at, like, the whole display and how everything scales perfectly, top shelf, everything is scaled perfectly. When you throw Prime 1 Predator, let's say I removed Cinema Cat, sold that and put Prime 1 there, all of a sudden it's going to go, whoop, and it's going to look out of place. And then let's say I did all the Predators, like I sold everything right of that, you know, and then did Wolf and Berserker over there. The display as a whole would not look as good because it would look out of place and they're just too big. And I'm not going to sell this whole line, lose tens of thousands of dollars, and then wait 10 plus years for them to do the XL version of every one of these characters. Because it's not like I'm unhappy with these statues. I'm very happy. I absolutely love my display. And Cinema Cat is a very special statue for me in so many ways. It's, you know, it's a grail. Limited to only 1,000. Sculpted by Steve Wang, who worked on the original Predator. You know, so it's like Prime 1 was sculpted by, who knows? I'd have to search it up. You know, it's overscaled. And yeah, the detail and paint app's good, but my bust is also massive and immaculate paint. Like, I prefer the paint on that face versus my Prime 1. So yeah, unfortunate that it will not make the display. The question remains where to put Celine. You know, it's not like I could fit her there. And I can't put her down low. I was almost thinking where I have that air purifier, just throw a little glass shelf and put Celine on it. You know, that might be a viable option. You know, put Celine right here. Anyways, folks, that's kind of it for the flank cave in terms of, how I envision, because of course I've talked about, stop collecting. And I do want to stop collecting for many reasons. One, the financial aspect. Two, the box. I just do not have box space anymore. Like, I truly don't. Legit, let me show you. I will show you, folks. I am not kidding. Now, I'm not renting a storage unit. It's over $100 a month. This is my box space right here. Now, there is a little bit of space behind some of those. Like that's a Chucky box I need to put it in. But there's like a tiny bit of space here. That's it for right there. We go upstairs. Now, I have a guest, like this is the wife's office. I have like a guest bedroom in here, which has like a bunch of junk, and I've put a few boxes in here, but I do need to have this available, but I can technically store boxes over here. This is like, everyone has a junk room. This is kind of my junk room. We send boxes to the Philippines, and, my wife's always sending that. So we put like extra blankets and crap in here. But, like that's the bail bust right there, for example. That's also the Kodokan box that I sold. So the majority of my pre-orders are probably going to go in there. Now, I would love to put boxes up here, but the wife has absolutely refused it. So I am just out of luck. We come to the garage where the majority of my statues are. Now, there is technically some space still in my attic up there. It's just a pain, but I'll have to definitely utilize that. I got one spot here, and I could potentially put some boxes right here. That's it. That's it for box space in the garage. If you want to put something right there. But I literally have like 2-3 spots. Here's the thing. When I sell Predator, it's going to open up box space, which would be great. That's 3 ginormous boxes. So we are just simply out of box space where, it's like when I think about like the cave troll, like, oh my gosh, those boxes, Jupiter. I just don't have the box space, folks. So the financial aspect, the box aspect, the fact my collection's maxed out, and I'm very happy with where it's at. I've been working on this for 10 years, part of the journey is the end, and eventually Flankster does have to get out because the wife's been begging me for years. And the wife is more important to me than my collection, so I can't let it affect my marriage. She's actually out getting her nails done. That's why the Tesla's not there. Little gizmo. So yeah, folks, that's kind of it. As far as what I foresee coming into the collection and finishing the cave. Believe me, I would love to throw Queen Balrog right there. We got these vaulted ceilings. It's like, I don't know how tall, but very tall ceilings. Imagine if I threw a life-size Iron Man right here instead of whatever the frick that is. The wife got that. Those are kind of cool. Imagine life-size Iron Man, Balrog. You could technically even throw statues up there, but that's a little too tall for my liking. But there's definitely space in here with the vaulted ceilings. You could technically do statues up there. That will never happen as long as Flankster's a married man in this home. Anyways, folks, let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day.